The applause had barely died down when my throat started to close. At first, I thought I was choking on air. An ugly, whistling sound escaped my chest, loud enough to turn heads. Crystal glasses clinked, someone laughed nervously, and the celebration for my sister's promotion rolled on like I wasn't collapsing in front of them. My name is Saylor Cole. I restore antique books for a living. I spend my days repairing fragile pages, not attending elite corporate dinners in rooms drenched in gold light and ego. Yet here I was, sitting in a private room of Etoile, a restaurant so exclusive it made me feel like an imposter before I'd even tasted the food. Across the room, my sister Sloane stood at a podium, glowing in a tailored designer dress, soaking up praise for her new role as public relations director at Thorne Global. She smiled like someone who'd won something she believed she deserved all along. Then she noticed me gasping. "Oh, relax," she said into the microphone, amusement coating her voice. "It's mushroom soup, Saylor. No crab. Or are you planning to hijack my promotion party with another dramatic episode?" Laughter rippled through the room, awkward, uncertain. Sloane basked in it. But the man seated directly across from me wasn't laughing. Magnus Thorne, chairman of the company and the man who just promoted my sister, was staring at my bowl like it was a loaded weapon. His face had drained of color. Because his daughter had the same allergy I did. He recognized the signs immediately. Before I could even register what was happening, Magnus was on his feet, pulling an EpiPen from his suit jacket and moving faster than anyone his age should have been able to move. But to understand how I ended up on the floor of a Michelin-starred restaurant, struggling to breathe while my sister mocked me, you need to know what happened earlier that night. This dinner was supposed to be small. Exclusive. A quiet celebration. My parents sat proudly beside Sloane, praising her achievements like they were their own. They barely acknowledged me, same as always. Then Magnus arrived. Instead of showering Sloane with attention, he stopped near the coat check and started talking to me. We spoke about preservation techniques, ink acidity, and centuries-old paper fibers. He listened. He asked questions. He was genuinely interested. I saw my sister's smile crack. That was the moment she decided I needed to be put back in my place. I just didn't realize how far she was willing to go. Because while everyone thought I was overreacting, my sister had already planned something far worse. Sloane always hated it when attention slipped away from her. While Magnus and I talked, I noticed her watching us from across the room, jaw tight, fingers curled like she was holding back something sharp. This was supposed to be her night. Her spotlight. So she created a problem, me. What I didn't know then, but learned later through witnesses, was that she left the table shortly before the soup course. She went straight to the kitchen. The chef, Bastien, was known for his creativity. Critics praised his signature ingredient, an amber-colored oil made from rendered crab fat, infused slowly for depth and richness. Sloane leaned in with that flawless smile she used when she wanted compliance. "I heard your crab oil is legendary," she said. "Could you add just a touch to the mushroom soup? Something unique. It's a special night." The chef hesitated. It wasn't traditional, but he liked innovation. And she was persuasive. He prepared one bowl differently. Mine. When the soup arrived, it was stunning, velvety, fragrant, glowing under candlelight. The oil shimmered like truffle essence. I smelled mushrooms. Earth. Comfort. Sloane leaned toward me. "I asked them to add chili oil and pine mushroom extract," she whispered sweetly. "You don't like heavy food." I trusted her. That was my mistake. 1 spoonful. That's all it took. 5 seconds after swallowing, my throat seized. My lips burned. My tongue swelled like it no longer belonged in my mouth. Hives erupted across my skin. I tried to stand. I collapsed instead. The room tilted. Sound distorted. I clawed at my neck, unable to speak, breathe, or scream. And then I heard my sister laugh. "Oh please," Sloane said loudly. "She's pretending again. Someone get her an award, Best Actress of the Year." Some people laughed. Others looked confused. She walked closer, towering over me as I writhed on the carpet. "You've got everyone watching now," she said. "Happy?" I was dying. And she was enjoying it. But Magnus Thorne wasn't. He dropped beside me, shouting for an ambulance, jabbing the EpiPen into my leg without hesitation. Cold adrenaline flooded my veins. Air crept back, barely. As chaos exploded around us, I watched my sister's smile finally falter. She was realizing something terrifying. This wasn't a prank. And worse for her, there was evidence she couldn't erase. As oxygen hissed through a mask and my heart slammed against my ribs, clarity hit me harder than the adrenaline. I grabbed Magnus' wrist with every ounce of strength I had left. He looked down, startled. I pointed, weakly, desperately, at the soup bowl. Then I clenched my fist. "Preserve it." Magnus understood instantly. "No one touch anything," he barked. "This table is sealed. Security, now." The restaurant froze. My sister tried to laugh it off. "Isn't this dramatic?" Magnus didn't even look at her. "This is a crime scene." My parents rushed forward, panic finally breaking through their pride. "What happened?" my mother cried. "She's in anaphylactic shock," Magnus snapped. "Shellfish exposure. Without this injection, she'd be dead." My father stared at the soup, then at Sloane. "What did you do?" he asked quietly. Before she could answer, the waiter spoke. "You asked me to place that bowl in front of Saylor," he said hesitantly. "You pointed." Then the chef arrived, confused, horrified. "You requested the crab oil," he said to Sloane. "You said it was intentional." Silence. My parents looked at her like strangers. As paramedics lifted me onto a stretcher, Magnus leaned close. "You're going to need strength," he said. "This isn't over." Outside, under flashing lights, Magnus raised his phone. "I'm calling the police." Panic exploded on my sister's face. "No, please, it was a mistake." I forced the oxygen mask aside. "Wait," I rasped. Everyone turned. "Not yet." I explained between breaths. A public arrest would devastate the company. Stocks would crash. Lives would implode. "My lawyer," I said. "Tomorrow." Relief flooded my family's faces. They thought it was mercy. They were wrong. It was strategy. Because I wasn't letting her escape, I was letting her relax. 3 weeks later, we sat in a beige mediation room that smelled like lemon cleaner and desperation. My sister arrived late, dressed like innocence itself. My parents flanked her, already rehearsing forgiveness. She cried. She minimized. She called it a misunderstanding. My lawyer opened his briefcase. Evidence poured out. Chef testimony. Waiter testimony. Medical reports. Search history. Messages asking how to hide shellfish flavor. Premeditated. My sister went pale. 8 years, my lawyer said calmly. Or settlement. How much? My father asked. 900,000. The room shattered. Assets were listed. Properties. Retirement funds. Jewelry. Everything laid bare. She looked at me, not as a sister, but as someone who finally understood she'd miscalculated. They signed. Hands shaking. Freedom cost her everything. As I stood to leave, she whispered, "I'm still your sister." "No," I said. "You're someone who tried to kill me." And what I built afterward made the price worth it. 1 year later, I stood in my own restoration library. Sunlight spilled across brick walls and centuries-old books. My company, funded by the settlement, thrived. Rare collections. Prestigious clients. Magnus Thorne had been my first. "You know what's worth saving," he'd told me. Sloane lost everything. Her career. Her money. Her reputation. Last I heard, she worked in a call center, reading scripts to strangers who hung up on her mid-sentence. I felt no joy in that. Only peace. I pulled on cotton gloves and opened a fragile manuscript, assessing damage with practiced calm. Some things can be restored. Others must be removed entirely. I chose myself. And for the first time in my life, that was enough.